Do you want a simple, easy way to break into the luxury market and to dramatically increase your average sales price? Well, let me tell you, I want to tell you how you can increase your average sales price, and for the most part, do it without spending a lot of money. And if you stay to the end, I've got a great idea for you to do this and make it happen quick and start getting high-end listings. My name is Chris Stafford. I have been selling real estate in San Francisco for over 30 plus years as a listing agent in one of the toughest markets in the country. And if you want more information about how I can help you increase your average sales price and 10 extra listings, hit the link down below and join my complimentary masterclass. I'd love to see you on there and book a call with me. But the most important thing is that I think that when it comes to working the high-end market or working the luxury market is, and I know this sounds really crazy, but a lot of it has to do with your mindset. Your mindset is key. You have to really work on your mindset that you're good enough to work with high income earners, that you're good enough to actually be a high a high sales price listing agent. And I think that's one of the biggest impediments that I see a lot of people have, is that they just really don't have the confidence in themselves to really work the high-end market. That's one of the things I have in my coaching program. We start off with your mindset. What can we do to help you really strengthen your belief that you can work the high-end market? It could be something as simple as journaling in the morning, doing meditation, prayer, really getting to know the market, developing your confidence and your skills surrounding the high-end market. That you're developing your mindset that you know that you can do this is probably the number one key to really understanding how to increase your average sales price and to break into the high-end market. And then how do we actually find those listings? And that's the key. One of the things to do, and there's so many different ways that you can do this. I'll put a link down below for the video that I specifically talk about one great way to get into the high-end market, and that is to work with probates. When you're working with probates, you can actually pick and choose which real estate listings that you want. And the best part is that when you're working with probates, you can select the high-end homes for any particular probate. So it's free, it takes a little bit of time, but it's really super easy. So definitely watch that probate listing video that I just did. I'll put the link down below. But a couple other ways. Number one is hang out where high net worth individuals hang out. That is super important. Whether you get invited to parties, to coffee houses, to private jet exhibitions, boat shows, hang out and meet people that have a high net worth. That's super important. I actually had one of my coaching clients, you won't believe this, she used to hang out every single morning at a Starbucks that was right outside a luxury home development that she was really sort of farming. And so she would bring her laptop and she would pass out cards. She would introduce herself to people, and she just loved working from that Starbucks, and she got a number of listings by introducing herself to those people from that subdivision. So that's super important. Another thing that I think is really important is to really know the market, to really understand that market that you're looking at. So in your particular town or your particular city, I don't really want to talk about prices because, what's a high-end market for me where I'm selling my average selling price is over $2 million, may not be the same for you. You're in your market doing a $700,000 listing may be high-end for you. So whatever your market is, really know it. Really study the statistics. Study the MLS. Study the days on market and figure out who the players are. I think that's the most important thing, because when you get in front of a high net worth individual, two things are going to happen. One is they're going to want to know that you're knowledgeable, And two, you may not even be dealing with them. You may be dealing with their people. And so those people, like the professionals that are in their life, want to know that you know what you're talking about. So I think that's really important. Dress the part. This is something that a lot of people really have to make sure that they do. You know, in my particular market, I work the San Francisco Bay market. We have a lot of Silicon Valley types. In my particular market, dressing the part does not mean wearing a suit and tie, does not mean even wearing a sport coat. A lot of times I just have like a black t-shirt on and a sport coat and some dress pants. I have had some of my wealthiest clients come to me in t-shirts and shorts. You know, I had one guy, one of my really good friends, he runs the Mercedes dealership in the San Francisco Bay Area. And he says, never judge a book by its cover, because you could have some guy walk in with a tank top and flip-flops and buy a $150,000 car. So you really have to, again, gauge your marketplace, whether you're on the East Coast or the West Coast. How do they dress and dress the part? Then what you want to make sure you do too is I think you should start creating videos on YouTube about your particular market. You know, YouTube is a great place to start making videos and establishing yourself from a brand awareness standpoint that you know what you're talking about. You could be making videos on high-end houses that have come on the market in your area. You could be making videos on market trends in the high-end market, new developments, changes in zoning, whatever it is. There's so many things that you could be doing from a brand perspective that you could be creating videos on YouTube to establish yourself as really the person to know in your particular area. I mentioned probates. I think that's still a great way. Check out my other videos I mentioned. And another way is to collaborate. I think that 2025 and beyond is really going to be all about collaboration. Who can you collaborate with to get you to increase your average sales price? This is one of the strongest principles that really have come out of my training and the book that Dr. Benjamin Hardy wrote, 10X is easier than 2X. And I was trained by him last quarter and really trying to figure out not the how, but the who. Who can you collaborate with? Let me give you an example. For instance, in your particular marketplace, you could have a listing agent that really consistently works the high-end market. What if you went up to that person and said, hey, I want to help you out. Can I do open houses? Can I do knocking on doors around the area? Can I help you do any marketing? Think of different creative ways that you can get your foot in the door to really collaborate with somebody who's already working the high-end market. And I know this is somebody that did this very successfully. One of my coaching clients, Tyler, on the West Coast, really within 2 months, actually I take that back, within 3 weeks of working with me, he got 2 listings over $10 million, if you can believe that. And within 1 year, he ended up partnering with the top agent in his county that totally got him into the high-end market. So collaboration with other people is really going to be the key for this year and the next few years. That's absolutely for sure. I think also the last point that I really want to make is to have a good team in place, because when you get that listing, there's 2 things you got to do. You have to have a good team in place that is going to help you with photos, videos, staging, and any other marketing materials that you want to put together. And you should already have that team in place, because when you get the high-end listing, what that means is that you're going to need to employ that team immediately from a staging standpoint. Contractors, you should have a whole stable of people, contractors, stagers, photographers. I've got a whole team assembled that can, on the dime's notice, can get together and help me get a listing on the market as soon as possible. Because you really want that marketing for that high-end listing to be top-notch. Because, here's the kicker, is what you really want to do is you want to use a lot of that material for the future. You can splice and dice a lot of your marketing for your high-end listings that you've sold in the past and use it as part of your marketing proposals for the future. So you want to make sure that your team as a staging, photographers, contractors is really top-notch. And here's the kicker. If you really want to learn more about this and you want to learn how to make this happen faster for you and do it at very little cost, because I'm really all about no cost. I don't like spending a lot of money to get listings. And you really want to concentrate on high-end listings. I don't really deal with buyers. Make sure you hit the link below and check out my complimentary masterclass on how you can 10x your listings and increase your average sales price, and do it quickly and do it now and not have to wait 3 to 5 years farming some area. So hit that link below. I'd love to see you on a call. And if you have any comments, I'd love to know. Hit me up with your comments below. And I hope that you have the most amazing day, guys. All right, make it a great day.